Have you been using ChatGPT this whole time? Copying your code and putting it into ChatGPT and then seeing what it gives you and copying it back into Visual Studio Code? Well, you don't have to do that. There's a thing called Codex by OpenAI. And what I'm going to do today is just show you how you can integrate it right into Visual Studio Code so that whenever you're writing your code, you can use OpenAI's Codex, ChatGPT, to basically help you write your code or review it and things like that. I'll show you how to install it and use it. It's pretty straightforward. So why don't we dive right in? ChatGPT, I think at this point we all know how to use it. What you can do now is integrate ChatGPT and its agents and all the features of Codex right into Visual Studio Code, so it can actually read your files and it can give you suggestions. It can help you just write code. And today we'll demonstrate that. There's a few ways to approach it. When you open ChatGPT and you click Codex right here, it will take you to this page. And in this page, it will tell you all the different ways you can interact with it. You can connect it to your GitHub. You can install it on your terminal, or you can install it in your IDE. In our case, Visual Studio Code. You could install it from here, but let me just show you how you can do it from Visual Studio Code itself. And when you go to Visual Studio Code and you click extensions, and in the search bar at the top, if you type OpenAI Codex, there it is, Codex, OpenAI's coding agent. Just install this. When you install it, you will see an extension show up on the right, on the left-hand side. Click that, and they'll prompt you to sign in. Cool, signed in. And then when we come back on the extension, if you open it, it will give you a little tour on what it can do. So you can ask it to do stuff and all that. I'm just gonna skip ahead so we can start using it. And then once you're at the final screen, you will basically see what you're used to seeing in ChatGPT, which is a text box at the bottom where you can type your questions. And up top here, it will basically give it its output. But unlike ChatGPT, this is now integrated with Visual Studio Code. A couple of ways I can interact with this. Pretty cool. So one is, depending on your language, they usually have some way to add a comment. I'm just showing in PowerShell, but you can literally do this in any language. And then all you do is type a comment, and all you do is type to do, and right above it says implement with Codex. That means whatever I type here could be instructions that I'll send to ChatGPT or Codex in this case. And then it will follow up with whatever I wrote here and do the thing that I ask it to do. So for example, let's say I want to I've been making a script this whole time. Why don't we just use this to make it? Instead of using a comment, I'm going to use a comment block so I can put multi-paragraphs. And the same thing, to do. Same thing shows up here. I'll click that shortly and show you that. But let's just say connect to Azure using a user account. Get all resources, and then I want you to store the resource data into a generic list. And then I want you to include tags in a single line as a string so that we can export this file as a CSV. Took us a while to write this when we were first doing it, but if we approach vibe coding and use Codex, you press this implement with Codex and it will pretty much write the command here. And then it's going to go through the process and it will ask you to approve and all that. By the way, at the bottom here, I should have mentioned this earlier, you can set your location to local or cloud. You can set your agent type. And then finally, you can select your GPT version. So in my case, the default was ChatGPT 5 medium. Either way, it's nice that when it's going to do stuff, it asks you. So it's like, hey, I'm going to run this command to basically get access to this folder. Is that okay? I said, yes, sure. And then it runs to basically collect that. And you can open it to see what it's actually doing. So while you're waiting, you can still read stuff, right? And then it's pretty much ready and it will kind of show you the code. So it's basically going to give us params and make us try all this stuff. So what I will say, because I don't want to do some of these things, I want you to loop through each subscription, keep the code simple, we'll need to check to install modules, right? Just because it gives you a code, you can say, no, let's make some changes to it, vibe coding. But now it's going to consider what I just told it and make some modifications to the code. Okay, a lot simpler. Cool. Okay, so let's just say allow once. Let's just say allow once. And look at that. It just wrote our code here. And then if you want, you can modify it. So let's say I don't want this parameter. I can just do that. Right now it's my code essentially. It's always good to double check what AI is right because sometimes they hallucinate, right? Cool. It created the CSV and it put all the data in there. And yeah, that is Codex in a nutshell. Now, if you've already made changes and you wanted to go back, well, technically, you can always go back to that conversation or you can start a new conversation and just point it to the file you want to modify. So you can just say, hey, the file located in, I can just mention something like this file, like if it's a new conversation, this file. Right, so there's a couple ways to interact with it. You don't have to use the TODO part. You can just use the chat itself. And it'll show you. It's going to remove the CSV part and it's going to add the export Excel. Maybe I'll say table. Cool, whatever. There you go. Created in Excel format now. Cool. Just have to modify some things, but it's part of the game. All right, so the next thing I want to show is I have a file here called test review. This is actually our code from one of our earlier videos. Say I want it to be reviewed. I want to use pester or something like that. Well, we can just use ChatGPT now because we have it here. So I can say, okay, so if I press this back arrow up here, it takes me back to the page where I can ask it new conversations. I'll say the file, I don't even think I need to mention this, so maybe let's try that. File test review.ps1, I want you to review it and give me feedback. Right, so like if you're not into this vibe coding and you kind of want to write code yourself and learn PowerShell and get better at it, you can still use this to review your code and understand where you may have some holes. Maybe you didn't use enough try and catch blocks and all that, right? So then this is basically what it's going to do. It's going to locate your file and then it's going to read it and then it's going to give suggestions. Pretty cool. Okay, so give us a response. Let's just, and it'll tell you what's good and what it's doing. And then it will give you some suggestions and how to make it more robust, blah, blah, blah. And it will even tell you, hey, why don't you try Azure Resource Graph instead of PowerShell to get the code, to get the data, which is pretty interesting. And then it will say, hey, look, I can just apply these changes if you want. So, and like I said, this isn't just tied to PowerShell. This is any language. So I have a Terraform example here. So let's say I type main.tf. And in here, I'm just going to type a few instructions. So to make a comment block, go like this. Let me just quickly install the extension for Terraform so we can see it color coded and all that. Okay, cool, better. All right, so this is just a comment section. So unlike PowerShell, this is how you do in Terraform. And I'll say, hey, we'll be working with Azure and Terraform. In the main.tf file, I want you to create resources, storage account, blah, blah, blah. Place a data source that's like pointing to a resource that already exists, blah, blah, blah. And then I want you to create containers, blah, blah, blah. And then in this folder where main.tf is, I want you to create a providers TF you know Terraform, it's pretty cool to see, but if you don't, it's fine. Just ignore it. I'll just ask ChatGPT to do it. So it says TODO here, so it's ready to be implemented. I'll ask that. And we should see files show up here with data, as well as modify this file itself. Okay, our first TODO is going to add some information here. Approve this. There it is. Cool. And now it's asking, okay, I'm going to add this for providers. So as you can see, there's no other file here. If I go back, allow this session. Providers got created. And the last thing it should create shortly, the variables. Perfect. So that covers today's lesson. Now you see how you can integrate Codex right into your Visual Studio Code and use it directly rather than having to switch back and forth with ChatGPT on the web and come back and forth, etc., etc. That's the end of this lesson. I hope it was insightful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.